Hi Priyanka and hi all the viewers who are watching us on Insta and YouTube. This is Sheena Singh and I'm with Priyanka Joshi. And
Hi,
Hi Priyanka, good to have you here. Welcome to
thank you.
the series that we have planned to start. And firstly, I would like to give a name to it, which is called as the Serene Self. And we're going to talk about a lot of topics which are close to us, which are required to understand in our daily existence. Priyanka, do you want to add a word to it?
No, I love
Why?
Serene Talk, and we together, both of us, had the same intention of helping people or empowering people, with the current challenges that's going on today. So that's how we together decided to do this talk for all of you, which
And I think
is,
the
yeah,
bigger point here is that we are aiming to reach out to as many people as possible and bring about a change because not
yeah,
everyone can really understand or might take a step to go to a counselor or a coach. So we just
yeah,
thought of this series, and I'm sure that this will help our our minds and our body and our soul to be in rhythm with each other. So with
yeah.
that, Priyanka, I would start and I will just put across some questions to you so that our
Sure.
audience have a very structured talk and very structured answers to the questions that they might be thinking within themselves, right?
Right.
So to begin with, Priyanka, I would like to ask that. Uh, please share your journey of self-awareness and also please share what kind of a work you are doing so that, we get
Everyone, yeah.
some understanding of the topic.
Right, right, right. So I'm a life coach and I like to call myself a success and performance coach for teens, young adults, and their parents. Of course, parents come into picture everywhere there are children. And I do workshops, I do webinars, and I do also one-on-one coaching with teenagers, their parents, and young adults. And my work primarily is around helping people of develop self-worth. Very basic, I think, thing that most of us are lacking today. So that's primarily my basic work, and it starts with self-awareness, which is the topic for today, which is the foundation of every work. Without that, I think every work is incomplete, I feel. So that's a little bit about me, and then we can discover as we go.
Alrighty, so as Priyanka has already given her intro, let me quickly tell a little about myself too. I am Sheena Singh, as I just mentioned, and my brand's name is Chisel Minds. And at Chisel Minds, very much it echoes with your anthem, I would say, Priyanka, that the tagline that I have is the awakened self. So I work around people. I especially work with women, men, and adults primarily, not really teenagers. And I focus on how in the process of building their lives they have lost their own self-worth or some have not even realized their self-worth, so that is
Yeah.
where I step in and I work with them. So I am also a corporate trainer, leadership trainer, NLP master practitioner, and a psychology counselor. So I take a one-on-one sessions, I do trainings, and I do a lot of workshops where we are able to really ignite people's mind. So this is our journey and background. Why we wanted to share with you all is that to understand that we all have started our journey at one given time, right? And whatever course of action we are taking in our life, it's so important that self-reflection, self-love, and understanding our own mindset is extremely important.
So
So my
important.
very first question to you is, Priyanka, that people say that I know myself, but do we really know ourselves?
No, we don't. We don't know ourselves, and a lot of people will question as to why. I mean, I know myself. How is that sort of debatable? But if we go back and reflect on ourselves and ask ourselves that how many times in the day or a week do I say things that I don't want to, I don't mean, and how many times do I act in ways that I regret and I feel that I could have acted some other way, or there are times that I find myself doing things that I'm not interested in. They don't give me pleasure, happiness, peace, or anything, and yet I'm doing. then it means that we are not aware. We are living in someone else's universe that got created for us, but not from awareness that flows from within us, you know? So
And I
that's
think
how,
then that is why the guilt creeps in.
yeah, yeah. Guilt, shame,
Hmm.
despair, all these lower vibration feelings, they are a sign that I am not aware. Yeah,
Right? I know a lot of times we meet and we see in our sessions as well that people are just blindly doing things rather
yeah,
than being there and understanding, is it really my journey?
yeah, yeah, absolutely. I have seen that whenever, for us, it's very important that we begin a session with self-awareness. And even with women that are 25 today, seem empowered and, they know so much, outwardly knowledgeable. But when you ask them, what is it that you want? They're
Hmm.
surprised. Does that
Hmm.
matter? What do I want? Like, what sort of a question is that?
Does
What do
that
I want?
matter?
Yeah, like, and it's a surprising question. They just don't know how to answer it, and then that question has to first seep into them before they can even begin to think that, oh my God, that is a valid question. And I need to ask myself that what is it that I want? You know? So to me also it was a surprise in my sessions when I started to discover this, that, okay, this question is surprising people, which
I
means that,
totally echo with you. Totally
yeah,
echo with you. And I think this has to do a lot of part of a lot, chunk of it is related to how you've been brought up, how what
okay,
kind of family you're coming from. And I'm not
yeah,
saying a rich or a poor family, but I'm talking about in terms of values, in terms of
yeah,
uh, what has been taught to you by your parents or
yeah,
by your family, by your elders as well.
yeah, yeah,
So, here another important question that comes in is that at a surface level, we all have started understanding what is self-awareness, but none of us have tried, a lot of us have not tried to dig deeper in this concept. We feel afraid of it. That's what I discover in my sessions, and I work around with people on this. B, there is no acceptance about it.
yeah,
I need to change.
yeah,
Do I
yeah,
really need to change? So as I asked you, that do we really know ourselves? Your clear answer was no, and I totally agree with that. So
yeah.
how can you be, uh, how someone can be true to themselves? I just
Hmm.
want, if somebody is listening to this video, they
Hmm.
just listen to us for 5 minutes in between and understand that how someone can be true to oneself.
Yeah. I think one very clear, personality trait that we all humans have is that we're very self-conscious. And we think that everyone's watching us and everyone's constantly judging us and everyone's sort of, trying to know what we are, who we are. But nobody cares. Nobody cares about what we do and how we do, and it does not matter also. What really matters is, again, that how we, who we are and how deeply are we ready to understand what is it that I want.
Mm.
And every time I look at myself in comparison to others, every time I look at myself to fit into someone's definition of perfection, every time I look at myself to fit into someone's description of a good girl or a good boy, I am moving away from myself. And that is where I'm not being true to myself. So, to answer your question, how can we be true to ourselves? Is just make a list of things that you want, you love.
No,
Who is it that you are?
you want is another
Yeah,
thing. So
yeah,
I would really put an emphasis here, whoever is listening to us today, just go back and sit with yourself and ask that what do you really want?
yeah, yeah.
It's okay if someone else has not asked or given you the opportunity. Yes, you can always ask yourself.
You can ask yourself. And probably the clarity might not come in one sitting. Because for people who've not done this for years and have been living someone else's description and definition of life will find it very difficult to first to come to terms with this question also.
Absolutely.
So it's important to just let it unravel, let yourself marinate in this question, sit with
Absolutely.
it. and and do it like a weekly activity or a daily activity. So what is it that I
Hmm.
want?
I think we should make a note of that, that we should be putting it in our daily practice
Mhm.
as we're eating our food every day, all the meals intact, yeah. But
Yeah,
it's so important that I do a self-reflection every day.
yeah,
And awareness comes, maybe it would take another few days for you to come to that level where you start understanding your patterns. But as I start sitting with myself, I will start reflecting and I'll have a lot of realization. Because
yeah,
we've been taught to be in a format, in a fixated mindset. And as you said, good boy, good girl in a younger age, we have been taught that, trained on that a lot, and then we carry that to our adulthood pretty much.
absolutely. Yeah,
So
beautifully
Priyanka,
put. Mm.
as a coach, Priyanka, just uh, can you give us some questions as we talked about the reflection, and you
Mm.
understand that coaching is all about questioning and asking the right question. So you can also self-coach,
Yeah,
right? And you
you
can
can.
take professional help as well as required. But can you suggest some questions which can help us reflect deeper within? And that can be a small tool or a support system for us to start this journey.
Yeah,
And as they'll come back to us, we'll keep giving them these tools so that they can continue that journey. So if you can
yeah.
throw some light on that.
So, I this one question I think is it was very eye-opening for me, and I see that opens many eyes when I coach. Is that if no one was watching and no one was judging and no one was asking you for clarifications, what would you choose?
Hmm.
What would you choose?
What would
Would
you
you still
choose?
would you still choose exactly where you are, or would you choose something new, something else? And then just journal on it. You know, start
True,
journaling
very
on this.
true. I think that's a deeper question in itself.
Yeah,
That what would you choose?
yeah,
And also a second level to it can be that if no one is watching you, how would you behave?
yeah. How would you behave?
Yeah, because I know that every day we're carrying a certain kind of a persona for the
Yeah,
people,
yeah,
but
absolutely.
what is it? What persona do I have when I'm alone?
Who am I really otherwise? Yeah,
Beautiful questions. If no one is watching you, no one is judging you, no one is seeing you for what actions you're taking, what decisions you are making. Please sit back and ask yourself,
yeah.
what would you do? What will you choose? Right? And do comment on this
To
video. Do tell
comment.
us that if this small talk has helped you in any ways, and if you've really sat down with yourself and have asked the question that Priyanka just mentioned, then the journey begins today
Mm.
to share it with us. So thank
Yeah,
you so much, Priyanka, for your such deeper insights, and I can feel that and I can understand that how religiously you're working with people, because this doesn't come easy, right? And as
and
coaches, we
on
also
self.
have, huh?
And on self.
And on
We
self.
can't stop working on ourselves.
No, we
Yeah,
can't. We can never, because
yeah.
all the coaches, if they're listening us, counselors, anybody who's working in this domain, therapists, we all know that we have to continue to work on ourselves. We're not some perfectionists sitting here and talking. We're always growing every day, right? And we are sharing our experiences, but yes, our tools can really make a difference in your life. That is what we are doing in our own personal spaces.
Yeah.
And that is the only reason we have started with these series. So we hope that we are able to contribute a little in your life today. And we will continue to do that with our videos. We'll share it, we'll go live, whichever way it is possible. We are on that journey now, and on
It
that
has
mission, I
begun.
would say, Priyanka.
It has
Yes,
begun.
it has begun. Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah. So
So,
thank you,
any last words?
Sheena, to you also, like for coming up with this idea and matching wavelength, of course, but I think the idea came to you and I just loved it totally. And let's keep doing this over and over and keep creating more powerful conversations for people. And for the audience listening, I want to say that do send in your agreements and disagreements. If you think that what we are talking about is not something that resonates with you, we want to know, and if there are questions that you think are, you have more questions related to the topic that you would want to know, we want to know all of that.
We would love to
Yeah,
answer them. We will
yeah,
surely answer.
yeah,
So great. I think we have just begun and we have done it on a good note.
yeah.
And I hope we will keep shining ourselves and help others to shine too. So thank you, Priyanka, for joining. And thanks to
Thank
all the
you.
viewers who will be watching or who have watched this video so far. Keep contributing in your best ways in your personal lives. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Ciao.